Okay, day 4. I did not lose any weight, which is actually really not surprising considering that I lost 2.5 pounds yesterday. So as of right now, I am 139 pounds, point 0.6. And I wanted to share with you today a recipe that I used for it's a very potent green drink, very healthy for you. It definitely balances out if you had a fruity juice the day prior or other days. So I have, the recipe. It is 1 bunch of kale, 1 bunch parsley, 6 stalks of celery, 1 apple, 1 lemon peeled, and 1 cucumber. And if you need to dilute the drink, you could add more cucumber or more celery. Um, what I found is that I used a really large organic apple, and the lemon. Those two things really helped make it a better drink to have. I mean, it tastes fine. I didn't use as much parsley and I didn't use as much kale. So I used more of the other vegetables, um, mostly because of taste, so that it was a little easier to tolerate, especially because I never had kale before other than today. So that was the first time for me, and parsley has a really, 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 really strong taste. So with these recipes that I give, you can play with them a little bit, add something that you think may taste better, or, whatever the case may be. Um, you don't have to stick to it. Today, my sister made this creamy broccoli soup, and let me tell you, it was amazing. I find that like the soup at the end of the day, as part of this Martha Vineyard detox, which is one on the schedule that we're supposed to have a pureed soup. I find that really, really is the one thing I look forward to during the day. It's always really tasty, filling, and I totally enjoy it. I still had some leftover soup that I made, so I had eaten that, but I didn't have any broth with it because I was rushing. So when I went to her house, I had a small portion of her soup, and it was amazing. I'll share that recipe with you when I do it myself. It's not really all that difficult, and it seemed to taste pretty awesome. She had used some of her own proportions for things that she knows she likes, some of her own seasonings. I do know that Mrs. Dash makes a no salt line of seasonings of all different types, and I highly recommend it because you can get really creative with your soups. And yeah, so I actually felt really hungry today, and I think part of that was because I didn't fit as much water into my day as I was supposed to, but I stuck with the schedule. I just think that I needed a little bit more water, and I don't know, I just felt really, really hungry. Not in the sense of like my stomach is just gonna like eat itself, but in that lingering feeling where it's kind of like just there, you're just slightly hungry and you know you're hungry. Um, or maybe I was just psyching myself into it, I don't know. But I was like, the feeling wasn't unbearable, and it wasn't it wasn't an abnormal feeling because obviously, and I don't know, I dealt with it, and I drank more water towards the end of the day because I was starting to notice that maybe that was why I was feeling a little hungry. It's because I wasn't having as much water as I've been having. I think I do want to stress that it's very, very, very important to have water throughout the day. It helps flush out all the toxins, especially during this particular detox, because it's not just juicing that we're, doing, myself, my sister, her friend. Um, and soon to be more people are thinking about coming on board. It's not just juice. There's an actual detox when you do the Martha's Vineyard detox diet. There's supplements and everything else that goes along with it. So it's really important to include your water, include your teas, and make sure you have really a well-rounded day, because if you're going to have a really fruity juice, make sure that your soup, if you're doing this particular detox, or if you're doing more juices, make sure that you're balancing out with a very green vegetable drink. And so I just wanted to share that a little bit. Overall, though, I've found that I've been experimenting a lot with different recipes and different juices. I really love to have apple in like everything, especially Granny Smith, because it's the one type of apple that doesn't really raise your blood sugar. And so I've come to love that for anything that I wanted to dilute, have less of a strong taste. I really like to use that. Also, the English cucumbers, they're really big, so they go a long way, very refreshing. They also help dilute. And the ginger root, it adds a nice little bit of spice to your drink, kind of a little kick. So I think that even though I didn't lose weight today, I feel like I have lost weight, and I think tomorrow it will reflect that, hopefully. And I'm actually finding that this is not as difficult as I thought it would be. It's just a lot of time. I find that I'm always drinking, or I'm rushing in the morning, even though I set out a lot of time for my juicing. I just feel like I'm always having to do something in regards to this diet detox. So if you do decide to do it, make sure that you're committed to the amount of time and effort that goes into this. You can't decide to do it and be half-assed about it. You really have to be committed to making these choices and to making the sacrifices of not actually eating regular food, and giving up certain things that you might have always loved, like coffee and soda, and things that have preservatives in it, and getting to know your fruits, getting to know your vegetables, knowing what goes into them, what kind of vitamins you're getting out of it, what type of things they help with, whether it's headaches or, whatever the case may be. Or even, I know in this particular diet, they do allow you to have a green tea as the only caffeinated herbal tea that you could have. So if you're having a caffeine headache, having a green tea could help balance that out. And the acai berry, I found that I like taste-wise the powder better than the concentrate, but the concentrate's healthier for you. It has a third less sugar. It's only 6 grams of sugar. I think I'm going to be balancing which one I use depending on the day. So if I'm having a really sugary day, I'm only going to use the concentrate. Whereas if I'm having a really great day as far as having a lot of vegetables, very few calories, then I might treat myself with the powdered acai energy drink. I think I'm also going to be adding in a little bit of protein tomorrow. So I don't know. I just feel like not having any protein for these entire 20 to 30 days that I'm doing this could be a little harmful to, your body, because I do believe that you need protein in your diet to help sustain some of your muscles. And so I'm going to add a little protein tomorrow, and I'll let you know in what sense. I haven't decided how I'm going to add that protein. So I think that's it for tonight. It's actually about 11:15, and I gotta go to bed so that I can wake up again early. I get up at 5:40 to start juicing. So if you have any questions, you can, comment, and I'll try and answer them in my next blog. Good night.